So I'm sure everyone has heard of the Lachlan's Pickaxe Frenzy tournament by now, but no one has made a video on how to actually win the skin. From the last free Fortnite Cup tournament, we have learned that developing a strategy does indeed give you a better chance at winning, which by the way, I did. Again in this tournament, I'm going to use my brain and unfold the secrets to winning it. 5 minutes into making my strategy, and I was shocked by how limited I was by the rules for this tournament. Lachlan wasn't kidding when he said no sweats will be able to ruin this event. However, because of how few items are in this game mode, I thought of a few very interesting ideas to place consistently every game. My first strategy that I came up with was utilizing the vehicles, specifically the boats. If vehicles are not disabled in this tournament, then land on boats. Boats can do 35 damage, they can travel fast on land and water, which is ultimately better than pickaxe only. Furthermore, they can prevent you from dying to impulse grenades. Helicopters are also going to be very powerful, but make sure you don't try to attack anyone with it because they take around 100 damage every time you hit something. If vehicles are disabled in this tournament, everything is still fine because I have developed another good strategy to use. This strategy involves floating in the air at the start of the game. Basically, when the game starts, you don't want to jump out of the battle bus until it forces you. Once you are out of the battle bus, deploy your glider as soon as possible and glide toward the center. This way, we can hover in the air for a longer period and avoid fights while waiting for supply drops to spawn. According to Lachlan's video, the circles in this tournament will close much faster. A player can float around 2 minutes in the air after jumping out of the battle bus, which should give us enough time to center ourselves for the next zone and land closer to a supply drop. This tournament's point system favors placements over eliminations, so getting the peppers and rifted ghosts from the supply drops are really going to help us place consistently. For one, the peppers can let you escape fights and rotate into zones or another supply drop that can potentially drop more rifted ghosts and peppers. Then we have the rifted ghosts that can be popped whenever the situation is bad. When using the rifted ghosts, we also want to hover in the air as long as possible to buy us some time and more placement points. Ideally, you only want to pop the rifted ghosts when you're about to die. Also, did I mention that the people who don't open supply drops are limited to getting rusty cans, impulses, and decoys? Those that do open supply drops can potentially get a bush and take an extra hit. It's simply telling us that landing on a POI for this tournament is not better. To recap what I said in short terms, float in air, land on supply drops, get more supply drops, and hide in bushes or on top of trees. I recommend for every trio to split up and get as many supply drops as possible to maximize the amount of rifted ghosts in your inventory. The key to winning this skin will be placement points, so play safe and use the rifted ghosts wisely. Hopefully these strategies were helpful. Consider dropping a sub. Peace.